everyone, I'm Rachel McGuire.
And I'm Zach Broughton, and welcome to our first episode of Titan TV.
Titan TV is going to be a 5-minute program that will run every Friday in the cafeteria. We're going to bring you brand new segments, more interviews, and more.
Also, we have a brand new email address, GCNNTV@gmail.com. Feel free to email us. Sadly, we can only respond to school-given accounts.
All right, let's get started. There are many hidden gems in Central Illinois. Today, we focus on one not so far from here, Lincoln Memorial Gardens. Hidden gem. Joel Horwedel, the executive director of the gardens, talked about the great things you can do during winter.
Winter is a neat time to come out to the garden because it gives you the opportunity to see the garden on scale-wise. Because when there's the vegetation's up, it looks just immense, but really the garden is just a narrow strip along Lake Springfield. It gives you the opportunity to go out and see some of the stonework that was done. We have 8 stone council rings throughout the garden that were a hallmark of Jens Jensen's design. He designed the garden. And then we have a lot of different raptors. We have a bald eagle nest that you can see from Council Ring 4. We have different owls that reside here throughout the garden, so it's a good opportunity to get out and see big raptors, as well as hike. We have 6 miles of trails, and people hike out here 365 days a year.
That isn't all. They have many events that happen throughout the year.
We have maple syrup demonstrations that we're really well known for. We do that usually the last 2 weekends of February through March. We tap several different trees, maple trees throughout the garden, and we collect sap and boil that down into maple syrup. And then we have a big 2-weekend fundraiser at the last 2 weekends of March, our annual pancake and sausage breakfast where people can pay to come. And we serve the maple syrup that we actually make here.
Another thing that is special about Lincoln Memorial Gardens is they run almost entirely on volunteers, about 150 volunteers. Joel Horwedel talked about how anyone can get involved.
Up the phone or calling or send me an email. We talk about what the person's interested in volunteering, whether it be behind the desk or outside, and then we try to find a good fit for the volunteer.
Mason Byers is one of the only GHS students to volunteer at Lincoln Memorial Gardens. He talked about his favorite part of being a junior counselor.
Definitely the people. All the kids are always really fun. They're able to take jokes really well, so you can mess with them. And just being able to go around the garden with all your friends, other junior counselors, is always really fun.
If you want to volunteer or just have a nice time, Lincoln Memorial Gardens is a great place to be any time of the year. For GCNN, I'm Rachel McGuire.
Next, we have our Glenwood guest. This week's guest, Mrs. Scott, is going to talk about SAP groups. SAP groups are student assistance programs that focus on student communication. The groups start up next week. Groups meet only one time weekly and rotate through 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 7th, and 8th hours.
SAP groups are student assistance groups, and it's an opportunity for students to meet one time a week. We meet about 11 or 12 times during a semester, just to talk about anything that maybe is challenging for them or whatever issue they have going on. And you can join with a friend, which is a great way to join a group because it's really a lot of different students. You don't have to have a friend to join a group, and then you make new friends. But anybody who if there's something going on that they're really struggling with. I mean, groups work really well with teenagers because they learn from one another. I try to keep the topics interesting, but really the students run the groups.
It's time for Question of the Week. We asked, what is your favorite TV show?
Chicago Fire.
What is that?
It is a show about the firemen of Chicago.
Yeah, and why do you like that?
Because all the guys are hot.
The Kardashians.
Why?
Because they're dogs. My favorite part's where they're like, honey.
Honey.
Man versus food with this man here.
Yeah, why? My favorite TV show would have to probably either be Vampire Diaries or Pretty Little Liars.
Why?
I don't know, I'm not one for TV shows that are more so made up. It makes me feel like they're actually real.
Keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, why?
Because, I mean, Kanye West and Northwest, it's just a good show, to be honest.
You like Kanye?
Kanye is my man.
Yeah, do you like the Kardashians?
No.
How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, why?
Because it's a good show.
Because it's funny?
Yes, it's very funny.
Okay, why do you sound like you don't know?
Because I'm very scared right now.
Favorite TV show?
Breaking Bad.
Why?
Because it's very interesting and it's a lot of action, you know.
Do you feel like it's realistic?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never cooked meth in my life before, so yeah.
All right, thanks for watching.
We'll see you back here next week, Glenwood.